Hi guys, so following on from my last video for my September art magazine flip through, we're going to have a look at the Artist magazine. I find that this magazine is quite packed with content and not so ad filled. So I thought this one would be a good one to flip through and have a look what they've got for September. If this is your first time watching one of these on my channel, I basically use Readly, which is a magazine subscription app, and you can get a variety of magazines, not just art magazines. You can get gardening, if you're interested in other hobbies, interior, anything you can think of is on there, and you just pay a monthly subscription and you have access to all the magazines. So that's what I'm using, and I think it's worth it because it's probably the cost of one or two magazines. So this isn't an ad or anything. It's just I used the app because I like it, and yeah, let's get stuck in. So you can view the magazine in this format, or you can see that yellow highlighted book icon up there. Click that, and it will take you to the full view, basically. So this is the September the Artists magazine. It's a closer look at the cover, and we've got the artist pages, content. So yeah, there's some good bits and bobs in this. So this is like the usual letters, people writing in. The art world, news, information, online events in the art world, compiled by June Stroud. So we've got exhibitions, which is always good to know. Some artwork here. There's lots of texture in this painting. Figure art now, some more exhibition stuff. Calf culture in conversation. Caroline Saunders talks to Celia Cardiff about how she captures the ambience and creates a narrative in her expressive restaurant scenes. Yeah, restaurant scenes aren't really a popular kind of subject. I don't really see a lot of artwork based on restaurants, so this is quite niche. I like how she's captured that. Apt ambience, as she said there. This is nice. It's like an elegant. These are like elegant pieces, aren't they? Classic, elegant pieces. Conquering perspective and figure painting. In the first three articles, looking at some of the problems that watercolorists might face, Brian Smith explains how to tackle figures and perspective. I like that little sketch. Pick your vanishing point or point along the eye level, not always with the image area. These buildings flat on no perspective. I like the way that he sketched this and then added notes. It's a good example of how to kind of practice in his sketchbook and then write notes. I think, as I said in my other video, plein air drawing and urban sketching and things are not my forte. But I do admire other people that can do it. Like, look at that beach scene there. Love that. Miami Beach. Love that. I like these little scenes. I like the use of his colour, the colours that he's choosing. But it brings the scene to life. Like there's warmth in his work. Develop your technique. Exercise sheets. With or without reference, spend between 15 to 20 minutes on each panel. Create stormy skies, sunsets, blustery days. Work quickly using damp, wet, or dry paper. Working quickly and on a small scale will minimize your expectations and hopefully alleviate the pressure of a clean white sheet. Spend a morning doing this. You will find yourself happy with 3 or 4, disappointed with some, delighted with 1 or 2, and see promise in others. Working without reference is both liberating and encourages experimentation. That's quite a good idea. I like that concept. Interesting. Look at that. See the tones in this, the warm tones. I really like that. Yeah, I like his art. Oh, look at that. The glow in the straight composition. The profusion of peonies. Sarah Kapora demonstrates how to capture the spectacular and short-lived beauty of peonies in oils and shares her tips for painting fresh flowers. I love these flowers. One of my faves. I do like painting flowers or drawing or painting flowers. But yeah, I'd love to create something like that. Put trees in the picture. Paul Weaver explains how to add trees to your watercolour landscapes with advice on simplifying shapes and mixing colours for seasonal foliage. This is nice. This is like a nice winter scene, isn't it? Lovely. Paint contemporary figures in watercolour. Leo Crane shares his approach to painting the figure. I do like this loose approach, actually, of figure painting. Painting via video link has a dynamic all on its own. Apart from the difference in colour, perspective and scale, the model and painter do not share the same space. In this session with Scott, I noticed a strange effect on heightened contrast and distorted perspective as he settled into a 15-minute pose. I used this to emphasise the barrier between us, made stronger by the distracting clutter of a computer desktop. Interesting. But imagine being at work and on Zoom. So everybody, can you just pose a minute? I just got to quickly do a little sketch in my book. I could do that on morning catch-up sessions on Zoom. I'm sure my team would love that. Contemporary figures in watercolor. So there's a book. So you could, if you like this way of painting, it's got a book. I do like that loose work. Pastel painting techniques. Film pastels, they're messy. I've got quite a lot of pastels and I have done some pastel work, but they're just messy. That's the only thing. Like, if you think about, right, I'm going to get my pastels out to practice, it's going to take me a lot of effort to really actually get them out and start working on them. I mean, I suppose I could just have them already laid out, but once you are working with them, they are quite fun. And if you get good quality pastels and the colours, it's quite enjoyable to work with pastels. But I think it's the whole mess of it that can kind of put you off or make you procrastinate about starting a pastel piece. But I would, if you haven't experimented with pastels, I'd highly recommend it. If you can get a good pastel set, good quality pastels, are very rewarding. And using pastel as well will help loosen up your work as well, working with pastel, because you can't really be very detailed when you're working with pastel. It's all about kind of mark making. But yeah, I do like a bit of pastel, working with pastels. Be inspired by meadows and hedges. Anne Blockley continues her theme of connecting with nature as a way of helping you to realise fully your creativity or release yourself from creative blocks. Bluebell Wood, handmade paint using raw pigment on 2 rivers, handmade paper. Interesting. Do you know what? I do have an interest in making watercolor pigments. You know, handmade watercolor pigments. I actually did look into it, but I haven't had a go. Yeah, but it's something that it's on my investigation list. So, texture experiment. Crumpled tissue paper on top of wet watercolor wash with ink added under some edges. This could be quite a fun little project. Plastic free. Before it was quite dry, I peeled the tissue paper away to reveal textures that are similar to those made with cling film. Interesting. Yeah, you could use that as a background and then kind of do some more detailed artwork on top. You can forage your own organic pigment by grinding down soft rocks and stones and mixing with a similar binder. Okay. Wild carrot, mixed water-based materials including earth from site and collage. Interesting. Seascapes in mixed media. Oh, I love a seascape. Look at that. One of the joys of working in the mixed media is the unpredictability of mixing materials that you wouldn't automatically use together. Kevin Scully advises on media materials on what to expect. Yeah, love these. Look at this one. I love the colours in that, in the background there. Values. Paul Talbot Greaves discusses values, which he says are the fundamental beginning of any painting process, with an exercise for you to try. This magazine is just like jam-packed with stuff, isn't it? Demonstration under the cliffs. Create some magic. Amanda Hyatt demonstrates how to achieve some special effects that will impact a little magic into your watercolour paintings. Yeah, we love that. That's nice. Very nice. Catch that wave. Paul Riley reveals the bold, expressive techniques he uses to capture the movement of tempestuous seas in watercolour. I love the sky there. I love that. Competitions, are they worth it? Mike Barr considers the pros and cons of entering open art competitions. Joining a professional body or art society. If you're keen to advance your career, gain valuable peer support, and grow in confidence, joining a recognised professional body is a worthy challenge, as Sarah Edmonds explains. Interesting. I'm sure a lot of people do wonder about those sorts of things. Like, should I be entering competitions, or should I be part of a society, or would that benefit me? How would it benefit me? What are the pros and cons, you know? So yeah, those are important things to be discussing. Test report. The Fraser Prince palette box. Tim Fisher puts an updated classic through its paces and comes up smiling. Back after 30 years, find out how the paint box makes its mark on Tim's sketching style. That's quite interesting. Not heard of that before. That's quite nice. Exhibitions. Bankside Gallery. Opportunities and competitions. So they list out competitions. So if you do think that it's worth it, there's some here. All the details. UK art shops. It's always nice to know where there's an art shop. Jackson Art Supplies is good. I ordered from them online. I actually need to order some titanium white for a project that I want to do. I've got a little project that I want to do, but I don't think I've got all the art supplies, so I need to order some from them. That's why I'll order them from Jackson's Art Supplies. The prices are very reasonable. If I'm actually going to an art shop, I usually go to Cass Arts, which there's one up in central London where I used to work, up near Fleet Street, opposite Charing Cross Station. You cross over from Charing Cross Station, you go up round the back, and there's a Cass Art shop there, and that was my regular art shop I used to always go to, but I don't work uptown anymore. So I just order from Jackson's Art Supplies. I don't wonder if Cass Art now, because obviously the pandemic, I would have thought that a lot of places would have adapted to selling online to kind of, prevent any future issues. I might check to see if they're selling online. But it's nothing beats actually going to an art shop, does it, and having a look around and looking at the different things. But I end up coming out with like flipping 50 to £100 worth of art supplies when I go to an actual art shop. At least online, I kind of just go look for what I need, pay for it, and that's it. Painters Online Editor's Choice. Meet this month's Editor's Choice winner from our Painters Online gallery. This is nice. Is this a painting or it's acrylic? Do you know what this looks like? A digital painting. It's nice though. I like it. Right, that's it for the Artist September issue. So I hope you liked the video. Let me know your comments below, and I will. So the next video will be, I think it's a Kiwi Co crate box. They like a creative subscription. They send you all different things to try, like a make. So I'm going to do a video of an unboxing of those. I've got three actually. I've got 3 or 4 boxes I need to do unboxing videos for. So I'm going to do one. So that will probably be the content coming up next on the channel. So make sure you're subscribed. Please like the video because it helps my channel, and definitely hit the subscribe button, and I will do some more art magazine flip throughs next month. Or if you've got any requests that you want me to flip through any magazines, just leave them below and I'll do a video for that particular magazine. Obviously it needs to be art related for this channel. It can be art, craft related, but it can't be like gardening. We're not doing gardening ones on this channel. So yeah, just hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.